Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namo Vishnupadaya, Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you very much for your kind association. Let us begin with our memorization verses for module 3. Etavan Sankhya Yogabhyam Swadharma Parinishthaya Janmalabha Parapumsam Ante Narayana Smritihi Akama Sarva Kamo Va Moksha Kama Udaradhi Tivrena Bhakti Yogena Yajeta Purusham Param Aham Eva Samevagre Nanyad Yatsad Asat Param Paschadaham Yadetacha Yo Vashishyeta Sosmyaham Rityartham Yat Pratiyeta Na Pratiyeta Chatmani Tad Vidyadatmano Mayam Yatha Bhaso Yatha Tamaha Yatha Mahanti Bhutani Bhuteshu Cha Vacheshvanu Pravishtana Pravishtani Tatha Teshu Nateshaham Etavaddeva Jidnyasyam Tattva Jidnyasunatmanah Anvaya Vyatirekhabhyam Yatsyat Sarvatra Sarvada Atra Sargo Visargascha Sthanam Poshanamutayah Manvantareshanu Nirodho Muktirashrayah. Janmadasya yatonvayaditarataschartheshvabhidnyaswarat Tene brahmaridaya adikavaye muhyanti yatsurayah Tejo varimridam yatha vinimayo yatra trisargo mrisha Dhamma svena sada nirastakuhakam satyam param dhimahi Dharmah projita kaitavotra paramo nirmatsaranam satam Vedyam vastavam atra vastu shivadam tapatrayonmulanam Srīmad Bhāgavate Mahamuni Krite Kim va parairishvaraha Sadyo Ridyavarudhyate Trakriti Shushrushuvistat Kshanat Nigamakалпатароргалитам phalam Shukamukhadamritadravasam yutam Pibata Bhagavatam rasamalayam Muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti radhokshaje Atupi apratihataya atma suprasidati. Ajay Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Sorry, Prabhuji, to disturb you in between. Actually, one of the devotee was in Vrindavan and he suggested that if we would do the darshan for 2-3 minutes, he will be live.
Yes.
Just wanted to ask if that is possible.
Yeah, of course. Is the devotee ready?
Yes, I think. Chiraya Prabhu, are you there?
Oh, it's Chiraya Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Prabhuji
Hare.
mentioned that he is live, but I asked him if he's on the Zoom call also. I don't see him, Prabhu.
I think Vrindavan live.
Live is there, yes.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु, दंडवत प्रणाम, कोटि कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु जी.
चिराय प्रभु, अनंत कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम आपको. Hare Krishna.
Can you see the video, Prabhu?
I can see Yamuna ji.
Okay, perfect.
But hold on. Let me stop my screen share so that, and let me highlight you. So how do I highlight? Spotlight.
I already put him on the hotspot, Prabhu. I mean,
Oh, sorry.
fine.
हाँ.
जय वृंदावन धाम की
जय हो.
यमुना मैया की
जय हो. Hare
We're at
Krishna.
Vrindavan Dham. Let me get you this parikrama mark. Sorry, Prabhu, for taking your time.
No, Prabhu. This is the fruit of study of Srīmad Bhāgavatam that we have darshan of Shri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Radhe, Jai Krishna, Jai Vrindavan, Shri Govinda Gopinath Madana Mohan, Shamakunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan, Kalindi Jamuna, Jai Jai Mahavan. Hare Krishna.
And then this is the Mahaprabhu Baitak. So, quick darshan.
Hare Krishna.
Sorry, Gaya Matas.
Jai Ho. Jai Go Mata Ki Jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare. Jai Ho.
This is the tree, 5,000 years old tree. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Baitak.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for giving the opportunity. Thanks, devotees. Thanks, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. चिराई प्रभु, आपका भी दर्शन दे दो.
अरे नहीं प्रभु,
मोरे
Not
मन
qualified,
प्रभु
Prabhu, please.
विश्वासा, राम ते अधिक राम कर दासा. अरे धाम का दर्शन देने वाले आप. हरे कृष्ण. जय हो. हरि हरि.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Jai Chirai.
Hare Krishna.
He
Okay.
said by the end of the class, might be Prabhuji would be in the temple. So if he's there, he'll again.
You can give darshan again, Prabhuji, if you're in the temple. बाद में.
I'll try, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
राधे राधे.
Prabhuji.
जय. सवै पुंसां परो धर्मो यतो भक्ति रधोक्षजे अहैतुकी अप्रतिहता ययात्मा सुप्रसीदति. Like the Brajvasis. वदन्ति तत्तत्त्वविदस्तत्त्वं यज्ञानमद्वयं ब्रह्मेति परमात्मेति भगवान् इति शब्दते. अतः पुंभिर्द्विजश्रेष्ठा वर्णाश्रमविभागशः स्वनुष्ठितस्य धर्मस्य संसिद्धिर्हरितोषणम्. एतेषां सकलः पुंसः कृष्णस्तु भगवान् स्वयं इन्द्रारिव्याकुलं लोकं मृडयन्ति युगे युगे. तद्वाग्विसर्गो जनताघविप्लवो यस्मिन् प्रतिश्लोकमबद्धवत्यपि. नामानन्तस्य यशोऽङ्कितानि यत् शृण्वन्ति गायन्ति गृह्णन्ति साधवः. यस्यां वै श्रूयमाणायां कृष्णे परमपुरुषे भक्तिरुत्पद्यते पुंसः शोकमोहभयापहा. आत्मा रामाश्च मुनयो निर्ग्रन्था पुरुक्रमे कुर्वन्तः हेतुकीं भक्तिम् इत्थं भूतगुणो हरिः. त्वयिम्यनन्यविषया मतिर्मधुपते सकृत् रतिम् उद्वहता दद्धा गङ्गेवौघम् उदन्वती. उद्दाम भावपिशुनामलवल्गुहास व्रीडावलोकनिहतो मदनोऽपि यासाम्. सम्मुह्य चापमजहात् प्रमदोत्तमास्ता यस्येन्द्रियं विमथितुं कुहकैर्न शेकुः. भवद्विधा भागवतास्तीर्थभूता स्वयं विभो. तीर्थि कुर्वन्ति तीर्थानि स्वान्तस्तेन गदाभृता. तूलयामलवेनापि न स्वर्गं न पुनर्भवं भगवत्सङ्गिसङ्गस्य मर्त्यानां किमुताशिषः. तिरस्कृता विप्रलब्धा शप्ता क्षिप्ता हतापि नास्य तत्प्रतिकुर्वन्ति तद्भक्ताः प्रभवोऽपि. पुनश्च भूयात् भगवदनन्ते रतिप्रसङ्गश्च तदाश्रयेषु महत्सु याम याम उपयामि सृष्टिं मैत्रस्तु सर्वत्र नमो द्विजेभ्यः एतावान् सांख्ययोगाभ्यां स्वधर्म परिनिष्ठया जन्मलाभः परपुंसामन्ते नारायण स्मृतिः। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Thank you very much, dear devotees. Once in a while, we should read all the verses. They are so beautiful, and we should not forget. So it's helpful to do a revision. Reading from Granthara Srimad Bhāgavatam as part of our Bhakti Vaibhava course. Second canto, chapter 5, entitled The Cause of All Causes. And I think we have to start from verse number 21. Correct? Everyone? Okay. So, Lord Brahmaji is speaking to Shripad Narad Muni in response to Shripad Narad Muni's question about the Lord's different energies and creation of this universe. And this conversation between Shripad Narad Muni and Lord Brahmaji is being narrated to Maharaj Parikshit by Sri Shukdev Goswami, because Maharaj Parikshit also asked a similar question. So text 21. Kalam karma swabhavam cha mayesho mayaya swaya atman yadrichaya praptam vibhu bhushur upadate. Translations and purports by our beloved founder Acharya Nityalila Pravishtha Om Vishnupad Shri Srīmad Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Lord Brahma is replying to Shripad Narad Muni by saying, the Lord who is the controller of all energies thus creates by his own potency eternal time. He creates the fate of all living entities and their particular nature, swabhav, kal, karma, swabhav, for which they are created. And he again merges them independently. So, Lord Krishna, who is Mayesh, Mayesh means he is the Lord, controller of the Shakti called as Maya Shakti. One second. Hare Krishna. So Krishna is Mayesh. Purport. The creation of the material world wherein the conditioned souls are allowed to act subordinately by the Supreme Lord takes place again and again. So the question was about creation. And here it is being mentioned by Lord Brahmaji, and Srila Prabhupada is elaborating it, that creation in this material world takes place again and again. After being repeatedly annihilated, and destruction also takes place again and again. If creation is taking place, that means destruction is also taking place, correct? Because unless there is destruction, what is the need for creation? The material creation is something like a cloud in the unlimited sky. Please listen carefully. This is very important Siddhanta. The real sky is the spiritual sky. Which is the real sky? Spiritual sky. The real sky is the spiritual sky, eternally filled with the rays of the Brahma Jyoti. And a portion of this Brahma Jyoti illuminated unlimited sky is covered by the dark cloud of Mahatattva. Mahatattva is the cloud of the material creation, in which the conditioned souls who want to lord it against the will of Krishna, those who have Ishwar Bhav, those who have Bhog Pravritti, they are placed in this Mahatattva. They are put into play as they desire, because they want to control, they want to enjoy. They cannot control the spiritual world. So separate world is created for them, the material world, where they try to become the lords and masters under the control of the Lord by the agency of his external energy, Maya. So I repeat, The conditioned souls who want to lord it against the will of Lord Krishna are put into play in this Mahatattva as they desire, under the control of Krishna by the agency called Maya. As the rainy season appears and disappears regularly, the creation takes place and is annihilated again under the control of Lord Krishna. So this Prakriti is going on, things are going on in nature, but we should not think that they are going on without a Supreme Lord. Mayadhyakshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam. Krishna is controlling all these seasons, everything Krishna has created. DNA, Krishna has created. Further down in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, for human intelligence, it is very difficult to conceive how whole creation rests on Krishna's expansion of energy. But Lord Krishna has given a very good example in the Bhagavad Gita. It is said that although the air and the atoms rest within the huge expansion of the sky, which is like the resting reservoir of everything materially created, still the sky remains separate and unaffected. Similarly, although the Supreme Lord Krishna maintains everything created by his expansion of energy, he always remains separate. What verse is this from Bhagavad Gita? I'm counting till 3. 1, 2, and okay. Kirta Sundari Mataji, please go ahead.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. I
Dandavat.
don't remember exactly the words, but it's Sutre Mane Ganaiva, where Krishna says that among the garlands, I'm just a thread, I'm aloof, but
Okay. Mataha parataram na anyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvam itam protam sutre mani gana iva. Very close, but look what we are reading. It is said that although the air rests within the huge expansion of sky, which is like the resting reservoir, still the sky remains separate and unaffected. 1, 2, and the last number is 3. Okay, Satyarupa Mataji, tell us the truth. Satya bolo. Which verse is this? Mataji, you are on mute. 1 second. Unmute kijiye.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Is it ye chaiva satvika bhava rajasa tamasasya matte vetinatam vidhi natvam te mahi?
No, you look at what Prabhupada is saying. He's giving the example of air and sky. Krishna is like the sky, sarva vyapi, but still he's separate. Yes. Janani Mataji. Hare Krishna. Mataji, you're on mute, Mataji. You'll have to unmute yourself. Sorry. Unmute button should be there on the screen. Ha.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
Is it
Krishna.
Nityamam dani karmani nibadnanti dhananjaya udasina vadasinat asaktam teshu karmasu?
No, Mataji. See, what Prabhupada is saying is that just like the air rests in the sky, similarly everything rests in me, but still I am separate.
Yata akashastito
Correct.
akashastito nityam
Vayu sarvatra go mahan tatha sarvani bhutani
bhutani pashyame yogam.
tatha sarvani bhutani matsthani iti upadharaya. Very important verse of Bhagavad Gita. Thank you, Janani Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yatha akashtito nityam vayu sarvatra go mahan tatha sarvani bhutani matsthani iti upadharaya. Try to understand. Iti upadharaya. Try to understand, Arjun. Just like yatha akash sthito nityam vayu sarvatra go mahan. The vayu going everywhere, here and there, but always rests in the sky. Tatha sarvani bhutani matsthan. Similarly, everything, everyone is ultimately resting in me. I am the ashraya. Try to understand this. Krishna is saying. Iti upadharaya. Thank you, Janani Mataji. I am feeling very happy that you were able to answer. Similarly, although Lord Krishna maintains everything created by his expansion of energy, he always remains separate. This is accepted. Where is our Sarojanandini Mataji is there? Not there today. Sarojanandini Mataji is not there. Okay, no problem. So Mataji had asked this question about Narayana Paro Avyaktat. So Srila Prabhupada is explaining. This is accepted even by Shripad Adi Shankaracharya, the great advocate of the impersonal form of the Absolute. Shripad Shankaracharya says, Narayana Paro Avyaktat, or Lord Narayana exists separately, apart from the impersonal creative energy. Beyond this Pradhan, beyond Mahat Tattva, Lord Narayana is beyond this all creation. The whole creation thus merges within the body of transcendental Narayana at the time of annihilation. And there is a very beautiful verse that came to my mind. It is in Marathi. So, but childhood we used to recite this. It is by Swami Ramdas, Samartha Swami Ramdas, the spiritual master, one of the spiritual masters of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. He says, Vidhi nirmitali hito sarva bhari parili hito kona tyache kapari haru jarito loka samhara kari parishevati shankara kona jari. Ramdas Swami is saying, Sri Ramdas Swami is saying, Vidhi nirmita lihito sarva bhari. Who is Vidhi? Who is Vidhi? Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma is called Vidhi. Vidhi nirmita, when he does the srishti, he does nirman, lihito sarva bhari. Brahmaji writes on our forehead our birth date, our prarabdha, our death, everything is written. Destiny. Vidhi nirmita lihito sarva bhari. Pari lihito kona tyache kapadi. But who is going to write on the forehead of Brahma? On the four foreheads of Brahma? That is Ram. That is Krishna. Vidhi nirmita lihito sarva bhari. Pari lihito kona tyache kapadi. And who is Haru? Haru means our Shivji. Shivji. Hara. Haru Jarito Loka Samhara Kari. When there is Pralaya, Rudra burns the whole world, annihilates the whole world by burning. Parishevati Shankara Kona Jari. But in the end, who will burn Shivji? That is Ram. Brahmaji writes on everyone's forehead, but the one who writes on Brahmaji's forehead is Krishna. Shivji burns and destroys everything. But in the end, who destroys Shivji? It is Krishna. Not Sadashiv. Sadashiv is eternal. Mahesh Dham, but the Rudra avatar for the material creation. Everything is finished. Even Brahmaji, Rudra, all the demigods, the whole creation, even Surya Dev, everything is finished, enters into Narayan, becomes unmanifest. So in that sense, Parishevati Shankara Kona Jari. So I was reminded of that when it is said, the whole creation thus merges within the body of transcendental Lord Narayan at the time of annihilation. And the creation emanates from his body again with the same unchanging categories of fate and individual nature. Who will explain this? This part of the sentence. We have to learn to understand Prabhupada. क्या कह रहे हैं प्रभुपाद जी यहाँ पे? 1. Okay, 3 times Mahamantra. I don't want to waste my time saying 1, 2, 3. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ajay Govind Prabhu ki jai ho.
What I understand, Srila Prabhupada is trying to say, although we enter into the transcendental body of Narayan, but no changes happen because we start our journey when the creation happens from the same place where we end.
Hari Bol. Beautiful. Beautiful. ऐसा नहीं कि annihilation हो गया तो बस सब purify हो गया. No, when Mahavishnu is going to exhale, again creation will take place, same material desires, same Purva Sanchit karma, वो सब अकाउंट वैसा प्रिजर्व होता है. जैसे रात को बैंक बंद हो जाती है, तो we cannot go and withdraw money, everything is inactive. But that doesn't mean that next day when the bank will open, it will be like that only. If we have positive balance, it's positive balance. If we are in debt, the bank will contact us. पैसा निकालो, है ना? So वैसे ही है. When the annihilation takes place, it is just a pause. Everything becomes unmanifest. But when again creation takes place, all those same jivas, Prabhupada uses two words, two things. Individual nature, स्वभाव नहीं बदलता. Our nature will again come, and fate, our previous karma, our destiny, it doesn't leave us. Hare Krishna. We are still in the jaws of the crocodile. Gajendra. We are still in the jaws of crocodile. Very beautiful. Shri Prabhupada's simple English is giving such deep philosophy. The individual living entities, being parts and parcels of Lord Krishna, are sometimes described as Atma, Jivatma. Qualitatively one in spiritual constitution. All Chinmay, spiritual. But because such living entities are apt to be attracted to the material creation, Maya, actively and subjectively, they are therefore different from the Lord. Explain this sentence. What is the difference between Mayesh and Maya Paradhin Jeev? I give the answer. Prabhupada is explaining here. What is the difference? Krishna is Mayesh. और हम लोग माया के अधीन हो जाते हैं because we are very small. Yes, Ajay Gundru.
As you said, is the influence of Maya or under the control of Maya is the difference. Krishna is controlling the modes of the material nature, and the individual is under the modes of those material nature and has material desires.
Very good. And what is the similarity between Jeev and Jagdish?
They both are spiritual in nature in terms of the characteristics, but because of the covering, the behavior is totally different.
Yes, the Jeev is apt to be overcome by Maya, and Krishna impossible. In fact, Maya is under Krishna. So like that. Text 22. So Janani Mataji, please recite text 22 for us. Kalad Guna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. कालाद् गुणव्यतिकरः परिणामः स्वभावतः कर्मणो जन्म महतः पुरुषाधिष्ठिताद् अभूत्.
After the incarnation of the first Purusha, who is the first Purush? Mahavishnu, also called as Karanadakshay Vishnu or Karanarnava Shai Vishnu. Arnava means ocean. Karana Sagar par shayan karne wale Bhagwan Vishnu, Mahavishnu. Karanarnava Shai Vishnu. After the first Purusha incarnation, Mahavishnu, the Mahat Tattva or the principles of material creation take place, and then time is manifested. Kalat, Kal is manifested. Remember in Vaibhava we read there are two types of Kal. There is the Chit Kal of the spiritual world, and there is a Jadiya Kal or Achit Kal. Which Kal is this?
Achit.
The Jadiya Kal or the Achit Kal, the material time, that is manifested. It is a Shakti, it's a energy of Krishna, eternal energy of Krishna. But this is not the spiritual time of the spiritual world. This is the material time of the material world. Mahat Tattva is activated by Kal Shakti. Kal is a Shakti of Krishna. Kalosmi. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Kalosmi, I am time. So this time is an energy of Krishna. Krishna has many energies, multifarious energies. Parasya Shakti and Vividheva Shruvate. And Mahat Tattva is also one energy of Krishna. Bhinna Prakriti Ashtada. So Mahat Tattva, which is the whole total of all material elements, Bhumi, Apo, Nalo, Vayu, in an unmanifested form. Not in a properly organized planetary system, ocean, river, not like that. It's all amalgamated. Mahat Tattva. It's a dark cloud. You see, if you go in the space, what is the color of space? All dark, right? Andhera hai, sab andhera hai. Dark, dark, dark. Therefore, Prabhupada says that actually it's a beautiful, brilliant, effulgent sky illuminated by Brahma Jyoti, which is again one aspect of the absolute truth, Krishna. Brahma Jyoti illuminates the whole sky. That is the real sky. But within that sky, there is a dark cloud, and that is Mahat Tattva. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, false ego. This whole thing is clumped together. That is the Mahatattva. It's a dark cloud. The material energy is a dark cloud in the spiritual sky. And Mahavishnu, who is at the junction of the spiritual world and the material world, Mahavishnu or Karanadakshayi Vishnu, he activates this Mahatattva by instilling Kal and the three modes of material nature and the jivas inside it. And time is manifested. And in course of time, the three qualities appears. Guna. Three qualities kaun se hai? Shama Kishori Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Tamas, Rajas, and Sattva.
Very good. So Kal is manifested. Is manifested. Then Mataji, how we can say it is eternal?
Because again, after the annihilation, it will be again manifested. So that cycle is eternal.
Very good. So I say that Mataji, spiritual Kal jo hai na, that is eternal. But this Jadiya Kal or the Achit Kal in the material world, it is temporary. Will you agree?
I don't know, Prabhuji.
What are the 5 topics of Bhagavad Gita?
The Lord, Supreme Lord, Jiva, time, karma, and Prakriti.
Correct. Out of these, 4 are eternal.
Yes.
One
Karma
is
is not. Karma is not it. So
Karma is
time is
acquired and it is dissolved. It is temporary.
Yes.
Why karma is temporary?
Because it can be destroyed through bhakti.
Even the earth can be destroyed.
Okay.
Who can answer this? Kirtida Sundari Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam. Yes, Prabhuji, even earth can be destroyed, but earth can be manifested again. Like Prakriti can be manifested again. But karma, once destroyed by bhakti, can never come back.
Okay, very good. Very good. Now see, we have to understand, who are we? Shama Kishori Mataji? Are we? We are Jeev.
Jiva.
We are spiritual or material by nature?
Spiritual.
We are Chinmay. We are Satchidananda Vigraha. Is karma material or spiritual?
Material.
Karma has got to do with Krishna or karma has got to do with the Jiva? Karma is in relationship to Krishna or karma is in relationship to Jiva?
Jiva.
भगवान का कर्म होता है क्या?
Akarma.
हाँ. न मे कर्मणि लिम्पन्ति न मे कर्म फल स्पृहा. Bhagavad Gita. So karma does not apply to Krishna. Agree or not?
Yes.
Karma is only applicable to Jiva. Agree or not?
Yes.
Jiva is material or spiritual?
Spiritual.
Can spiritual object have a permanent relationship to something material like karma?
No.
The relationship is temporary. Therefore, karma is temporary. Now, let us take the material energy, whole material energy. Material energy is temporary or permanent? Eternal. Is it eternal or temporary?
Eternal.
Very good. Why? What
Because
is the
it is
difference
related
between
to
karma and prakriti?
So Prakriti is related to Krishna. It is.
Very good. Excellent.
Yes.
That is the answer. It is Krishna is saying it is bhinna prakriti ashtada. Krishna doesn't say karma is my prakriti. Bhumir apor nalo vayu kham manubuddhi revacha ahankar ityam bhinna prakriti ashtada. Mayadhyakshana prakriti suvedasa characharam. So this prakriti is Krishna's bahiranga shakti. Therefore it is eternal. Krishna's shakti cannot be temporary.
Yes.
But karma is some mala, some impurity that we pick up along the way. Good karma and bad karma, both are bad. Because both bind the jiva to the material world. So karma is something naimittik. It has a cause and effect. It can be finished. Karmani nirdhati bhakti bhajam, Brahma Samhita says. We can burn the karma forever through bhakti. But material energy has a relationship with Krishna. Its manifestations are temporary, but the Shakti itself, the Prakriti, Bahiranga Shakti itself is eternal. But karma is a temporarily, naimittically manifested conception which is created, and therefore it can be destroyed also. But the other four topics, Bhagwan, Jeev, Prakriti, and Kal, they are eternal. For the similar reason, Kal is also eternal. Because Kal, Krishna says Kalosmi, time I am. Kal is Krishna's Shakti, Krishna's energy. So time is eternal. In this material world, it is cyclical. It comes, it goes, it comes, it goes. Like the sun appears, disappears, appears, disappears. So like that.
So
But
both material and spiritual time is eternal.
Yes, both are eternal.
Okay.
Both are eternal. Just like Bahiranga Shakti is eternal and Antaranga Shakti is eternal. So
Okay.
think of Jada Kal as Bahiranga Shakti and think of Chit Kal of the spiritual world as Antaranga Shakti. Okay? Both are eternal. Ajay Govind Prabhu, yes.
Prabhuji, a very quick question related to the things. Both Kal you said are eternal. Are there two different Kal, or is the same Kal which is existing in the spiritual and the material world?
No, they are two different.
Two different Kal. Okay.
Spiritual world, the Kal is a product of the Ladini Shakti. It exists to give pleasure to Krishna. Time exists there only to give pleasure to Krishna. In the material world, Kal is meant to embarrass and punish the jivas.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Because it exerts its influence on the jivas. So, very, very beautiful. Prabhupada is saying, Shri Brahmaji is saying that after the incarnation of the first Purusha, Mahavishnu, the Mahat Tattva or the principles of material creation take place. These principles, earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, false ego, they are there. And then time is manifested. The Jadiya Kal, the Achit Kal is manifested in the material world. And in course of time, the three qualities, Guna, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamagun, they manifest. Nature means the three qualitative appearances. Prakriti means this, it is Gunamayi Maya. है ना? Daiviyesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Durataya. It is, nature means three modes of material nature. They transform into activities. When they're activated, the jiva is there, then the activities start. And because activity is, what is the whole purpose of our activity in the material world? Who can answer? Why this whole creation took place? What is the impetus for creation? Yes, Satyarupa Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, so that we can realize our real identity and go back to Godhead.
Correct. That is Krishna's plan. What is our plan?
Lord over this nature and be here.
Yes, to lord over this material nature. So kriya starts, activity starts, karma starts. See, karmano janma mahataha. Understand? Karmano janma, third line. Karmano janma. Activities take place. Karma starts. And karma starts because we are doing activities to enjoy. So is the karma going to bind us or liberate us? It is going to bind us for sure. Because the whole purpose behind that karma is to enjoy. But by nature, we are not enjoyers. Jivera Swarup nahi hoy bhokta, Prakritira bhokta. No. Jivera Swarup hai Krishnera Nityadas. And there is no other Swarup. Only one Swarup we have. Krishnera Nityadas. Aisa nahi ki 90% Krishna Das, 10% enjoyer. Bhoktaram yatna tapasam, sarvaloka maheshwaram, suridam sarvabhutanam, Nyatamam Shanti. Only Krishna is the Bhokta. We are Das. Jivera Swarup hai Krishnera Nitya Das. 100% of the time we are Das. Purport. By the omnipotency of the Supreme Lord Krishna, the whole material creation evolves by the process of transformation and reaction one after another. And by the same omnipotency, they are wound up again one after another and conserved in the body of the Supreme. Who can explain this? Very difficult. Who can explain this? Dekho, dhyan do thoda sa. This is also there in the 3rd canto, also there in the 11th canto. Also there in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Yes, Ajay Govind Prabhu.
Which is it in reference to that how the elements are
Very good.
by
Very good.
air
Yes.
and then smell. I mean, from earth the smell comes and the taste
Yes.
comes, and then
Yes.
in the reverse order they are unmanifested and they go back to.
Superb. Superb. Ajay Govind Prabhu has really studied very nicely. Yes, that is the way. That Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha Bhumi Rapurnalo Vayu Khammano Buddhi Revacha. So like that. One by one, the elements, they have one more increasing quality, and then they are manifested, and the same reverse order, they are annihilated. With यहाँ पे लिखा है प्रकाशित होते हैं और लुप्त हो जाते हैं. But at all times, what is the resting place? What is the ashraya? Whose body? Mahavishnu. See? Everything comes back to Mahavishnu. Exhalation is the Big Bang theory. Inhalation. Everything is destroyed. Kal or time is the synonym of nature. This whole material nature is, the energy is Kal. Kal may be taken as the first cause of all creation, material creation. And by transformation of nature, different activities of the material world become visible. Transformation of nature means, because of the three modes of material nature, Sattva, Rajatana, Tamogun, the different activities come. Some activities are maintenance, some activities are creation, some activities cause destruction, depending on which mode they are born from. These activities may be taken up as the natural instinct of each and every living being, and even of the inert objects. And after the manifestation of activities, there are varieties of products. Activity produces different products and byproducts of the same nature. They are also gunamai. Originally, these are all due to the Supreme Lord. But who is the ultimate cause? There is the immediate cause, there is the instrumental cause, and there is the ultimate cause. Ultimate cause is always Krishna, Sarva Karana Karanam. The Vedanta Sutras and Srīmad Bhāgavatam thus begin with the absolute truth as the beginning of all creations. Janmadasya yata. And we are fortunate to read that verse today. Mataji, you please recite the next verse. So 23. Mataji, unmute, please. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Mahatastu vikurvanat rajah sattvopabrahmitat tamah pradanastu abhavat dravya jnana kriyatmakah.
Very good. Material activities are caused by the Mahat Tattvas being agitated. How the activities take place? Mahat Tattva gets agitated. And agitated by what? By the three modes of material nature, by Kal. At first, there is transformation of the modes of goodness and passion. And later, due to the mode of ignorance, matter, its knowledge, and different activities of material knowledge come into play. So, those of you who can understand, and those like me cannot understand this very technical thing. There is no need to understand. But from a broad perspective, we can understand what is happening. The Mahat Tattva is being agitated by the modes of material nature and by Kal. The Jivas are impregnated by the glance of Mahavishnu. And now different transformations, different creations are going to take place. And the whole material activity comes into play. Purport. Material creations of every description are more or less due to the development of the mode of passion, Rajogun. Material creations. Creations means Srishti. Anything to create requires passion. So material creations of every description are more or less development of the mode of passion, Rajogun. The Mahat Tattva, please listen carefully. The Mahat Tattva is the principle of material creation. And when it is agitated by the will of the Supreme Lord, at first, the modes of passion and goodness are prominent. Passion and goodness. And afterward, the mode of passion being generated in due course by material activities of different varieties becomes prominent, and the living entities are thus involved more and more in ignorance. So first there is passion for creation, then there is goodness for maintenance. And after some time, that passion degenerates into ignorance, and that causes destruction. Once Param Pujya Srila Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, when he had come to Atlanta, he told me personally that any creation requires passion. Our International Society for Krishna Consciousness, ISKCON, also was created with the help of the mode of passion, because you cannot create unless there is passion. So, going, collecting funds, making life members, distributing books, and even bargaining with people, how Prabhupada acquired so many properties, all that requires transcendental passion of a pure devotee. And also the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, who were giving their life to serve Srila Prabhupada's desires. And in this way, within a very short period of time, in just 11 years, almost 108 temples, farm communities, centers were created all over the world. And thousands and thousands of dollars were raised practically every day from book distribution. And all this requires passion to go to, sell the book, marketing and production and creating and competing with each other, how much this temple is distributing, how much our temple is distributing, all this marathon, everything, it requires passion. So Srila Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj told me that ISKCON was created in the mode of passion, but in a spiritual way, for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. But Maharaj told me that now that creation has taken place, the Hare Krishna explosion has taken place, now maintenance has to happen. And Maharaj told me maintenance can happen only in the mode of goodness. Maharaj told me. So he said, it is our duty to educate the devotees of ISKCON to mature and to be situated in the mode of goodness, to make sure that our ahar is very sattvic, our food is very in the mode of goodness, our activities are in the mode of goodness, we are chanting our rounds nicely, our behavior is like a gentleman and gentle lady. He said, if we are in the mode of goodness, then for a long time ISKCON will be maintained. But if we are degenerating into the tamogun means not doing our sadhana, pramad avastha, just lying down in bed, lazy, not doing deity worship. Deities are there at home, but they are not being served. Laziness to offer bhoga to Krishna. ठीक है, हो गया, I already offered है ना, आटा तो पुराना है, ठीक है, चलता है, खा लो. We are eating hot chapatis, but Krishna has not eaten. So this is all increases the mode of ignorance. If we neglect it, this negligence, laziness, complacency is ignorance. Disregard for feeling of other people is ignorance. Making a lot of effort to experience personal happiness is passion. Trying to compete and outdo others is passion. Trying to acquire more things for sense gratification is passion. You see? And we have to be careful of passion, and we have to avoid ignorance. There is no place for ignorance in spiritual life. Mode of passion can be utilized in Krishna's service, but ignorance, mode of ignorance leads to destruction. Destruction of the spiritual institution, destruction of the society of devotees. When we are in the mode of ignorance, that is not good. Krishna himself taught this in the Moshal Leela, where Samb and other young boys, they showed complete disregard to the feelings of Durvasa Muni, Shripad Narad Muni, and other sages who had come to visit Dwarka. Hai na? You're making fun. Samb ko you are dressing up like a queen, and then asking the sadhus, this queen is pregnant, she is very shy to ask you, but on her behalf we are asking you, ladka hai ki ladki hai, batao. Two options, ladka hai ki ladki hai, boy child or girl child. Two options. Both options are wrong, which means they want the sages to speak Mrisha. to speak something that is wrong, something that is false. But these sadhus, these sages, these great devotees, satyam vidhatum nijabhritya bhashitam, their words can never be false. Their words can never be wrong. And to make a trick to show their words to be false, it is an offense. In complete disregard to their stature, to their feelings. And they are guests. They have come to Dwarka. How respectful we should be. We should be in the mood of serving them. But to mock them is a very great offense. And this is mode of ignorance. And mode of ignorance can even lead to the destruction of the greatest kingdom, greatest dynasty this world has ever seen. The Yadu dynasty, the kingdom of Dwarka. Everything was destroyed. So we have to be careful. If Dwarka can be destroyed, any spiritual institution can be destroyed and damaged. It is our responsibility. If we are not part of the solution, we are part of the problem. So therefore, we should associate with sincere devotees, and we should also become good association for others. ऐसा नहीं कि we are only wanting association चाहिए, पर हमें भी association बनना है दूसरों के लिए. We have to try our best to become good association for others. Macchitta madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam. Like that. So I was reminded of that, Srila Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, what he taught me. Then more and more ignorance. That's how the destruction happens. Brahma is the representation of the mode of passion, and Shri Vishnu is the representation of the mode of goodness, while the mode of ignorance is represented by Lord Shiva, the father of material activities. Hare Krishna. Now listen, very beautiful. Material nature is called mother. Amba. Material nature is called mother. We say mother nature. Even the atheist, what is it? What is that word? Secular people, they also say mother nature. Mother nature. Yes, mother nature. Material nature is called mother. That is Durga Devi, Mother Parvati. Material nature is called mother. And the initiator for materialistic life is the father, Lord Shiva. Hare Krishna. Then towards the end of the purport, last two sentences. The gross matters are adhibhutam. The gross matters are adhibhutam. Gross matters means all these elements, material elements. Their maintenance is adhidaivam. Adhidaivam, the higher powers they maintain. They have made all these nature's laws which maintain everything. And the initiator of material activities is called Adhyatma. And we are the cause of initiating material karma. You remember 3 types of klesh. Tapatraya. Adhidaivik, higher forces. Adhibhautik, other living entities. Sorry, Adhidaivik is higher forces. Adhyatmik means self, and Adhibhautik means others. So see here. Adhibhutam means the different material elements. Adhidaivam means जो देवताओं ने बनाए हुए nature's laws hai, which maintain everything. Indraji is giving rain. Surya Dev is giving us heat and light. Varun Dev is maintaining the water cycle and everything. Vayu Dev is giving air. So chal raha hai. This is Adhidaivam. And who is the initiator of material activities? Adhyatma. We ourselves. Our desires we do. In the material world, these 3 principles act as prominent features. Krishna provided ingredients. Krishna has appointed these demigods and demigoddesses who maintain the law and order, and we are engaging with material nature according to our desires. Either we do akarma or we do karma. The choice is ours. If we are Krishna conscious, we would do Krishna karma. If we are not conscious of Krishna, we are forgetful of Krishna, and we want to just enjoy selfishly, then we do karma, which only binds us. In the material world, these 3 principles act as prominent features, namely the raw material, that is Adhi Bhutam, its regular supplies, that is the Adhidaivam, how it is maintained through different laws of material nature, and its use in different varieties of material creations for sense enjoyment by the bewildered entities, the jivas, Adhyatmik. Understood? Everybody understood this? Okay, good. Shama Kishore Mataji, you understood? Yes, okay, good. So 24. Mataji, Janani Mataji, 24.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Sohankara iti prokto vikurvan samabhutrida vaikarikastaijasascha tamasascheti yadbhida dravya shakti kriya shakti jnana shakti riti prabho.
Very good. The self-centered materialistic ego, thus being transformed into three features. The ahankar, three features, becomes known as the modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance in three divisions, namely the powers that evolve matter, knowledge of material creation, and the intelligence that guides such material activities. Narad, you are quite competent to understand this. Brahmaji is telling his son Narad, you can understand this. So the self-centered ego, materialistic ego, ahankar, gets transformed into three features: goodness, passion, and ignorance. It is affected by these three features and evolves into these three features: power to evolve matter, knowledge of material creation, and intelligence that guides such material activities. Purport: the materialistic ego, ahankar, or the sense of identification with matter, is grossly self-centered, devoid of clear knowledge of the existence of God. So who can characterize ego? Raise your hand based on this sentence. Prabhupada described what is false ego. Amrit Gaurangi Mataji, explain this sentence, please.
So one who is self-centered, is always thinking of the self and is not conscious of the Lord, is defined to have false ego.
Correct. The effect of false ego is we become self-centered and we become deprived of clear knowledge of the existence of God. Why?
Because of our tendency to lord over and
Correct. Because we are in the center. Krishna should be the Kendra Bindu. But false ego means I am the center. It's all about me. So phir Bhagwan nahi hai. Like that. So, and this self-centered egoism, ahankar, of the materialistic living entities is the cause of their being conditioned by the other paraphernalia and continuing their bondage of material existence. This is a very, very important sentence. Amrit Gaurangi Mataji, can you elaborate on this, please? It's very, very important. So false ego means to identify with matter, identify ourselves with matter. False ego makes us self-centered. And the effect of false ego is that we don't have clear knowledge of the existence of Krishna. It's all about ourselves. That is ahankar. Now the second sentence is very eye-opening. And Amrit Gaurangi Mataji will explain what that sentence means.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I will try. So because of we being in the center, we look at everything in the material nature as a sense enjoying thing. And therefore we're thinking about how I can enjoy this without Krishna in the picture. We can't even realize that the cause of all the facilities that we're enjoying is Krishna. And we're only thinking about sense gratification, because of which we are accruing karma and becoming more and more bonded in the material world.
Very good. Very good. Now you explain, Mataji, what are the Shada Ripus? What are the 6 enemies in the heart?
Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya.
Okay. Now you hold on to ahankar, ego, false ego, and tell us how other 5 anarthas are born simply as a result of false ego. If you remove false ego, other 5 anarthas will disappear.
Because I am at the center, I want everything, and when I don't get something, I get angered. So
When others get it, what happens?
I get envious. And then when I don't get enough, I get, but I don't get enough, I become greedy.
And when I get a lot, more than others,
become proud.
See? So even lust, I want to enjoy, lust is coming because of false ego. So imagine if we don't have false ego, if we have true ego. What is true ego?
that Krishna is the center and I am his servant.
Bhoktaram idutapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suridam sarvabhutanam. I Nanda Tanuja Kinkaram. That is true ego. I am your servant, Krishna. Gopi Bhartu Padakala Das Das Anudas. Now, situate yourself in true ego. Now tell me what happens to the five anarthas. What happens to lust?
Lust is not present because I'm not thinking about enjoying. I'm thinking about serving Krishna.
Serving Radha and Krishna. Radha Krishna Seva Pao Eya Vilashi. So lust is gone. Anger?
Anger is not there because I'm not thinking about me getting it, and there's no anger because that.
So when lust is unfulfilled, anger comes.
Because
Correct.
there is no lust, there is no anger.
No anger. Okay. And because there is no lust, no kam vasana, when you get too much, there is pride. Because I am a self-made man. That ego comes. Will that come in true ego?
No.
Why? Suppose you become a Jagat Guru. Everybody is falling at your feet. Then what will you think?
If I am doing it truly to please Krishna, then I will not feed my ego. But if I'm doing it for me to get name and fame, then definitely I will feel proud.
Yes, and that is ahankar.
Ahankar.
I am doing it. But karta aham iti manyate. Ahankar vimudatma. Karta aham iti manyate. If you think karta aham, I am the doer, that means it is ahankar.
Correct.
But so the whole world is falling at Srila Prabhupada's feet. Prabhupada is asked, are you Allen Ginsberg's guru? Prabhupada says, I am nobody's guru, I am everybody's servant. See, immediately true ego became manifest to us. So Prabhupada is situated in true ego. And if there is true ego, there cannot be pride. How about envy?
So envy comes when somebody has more than us. But if we really want to serve Krishna and please Krishna, if somebody else is serving Krishna better than us, we will be happy because we are trying to please Krishna. So there's no envy there too.
Correct. So now let's say you love your children. If I come and give a nice shirt to Anish and Anirudh, will you feel envious of me? He'll feel happy. Oh,
I'll be happy, yes.
He's exchanging love with my sons. He's being nice to my sons. So if we love Krishna like we love our children, and somebody serving Krishna very nicely, we'll be happy. Haribol. More power to you. Do it. Do it more. You chanted 108 rounds. I pray you chant 192 rounds. You're chanting my Krishna's names. Haribol. So the false ego is the root cause of all anarthas. All anarthas. Here it is, Prabhupada is mentioning. Look at this sentence. Srila Prabhupada is saying this. And this self-centered egoism, ahankar of the materialistic living entities. Materialistic living entities means Bhattajiv, is the cause of their being conditioned. We are Baddha because of false ego. It is false ego that is keeping us in this world, my dear friends. All the other five anarthas are coming from false ego. This is the point I wanted to. Srila Prabhupada is teaching this point. Further down, few sentences down. The impersonalist thus cannot conceive of Lord Krishna's eternal spiritual form of eternal knowledge, bliss, and existence. They cannot conceive. They don't have adhikar. Because they have only Jnana adhikar. They don't have Prema adhikar, as we read in Vaibhava. The reason is that Lord Krishna reserves the right of not exposing himself to the non-devotee, who, even after thorough study of literatures like Bhagavad Gita, remains an impersonalist simply by obstinacy. What verse from Bhagavad Gita is this? Vamshivadana Prabhupada is reading my mind. Before I finished the question, he had his hand up. Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya.
Very nice. Very nice. Mudoham na abhijanati. Fools cannot understand me. I am covered by my yogamaya. See, the impersonalist cannot conceive the spiritual form of the Lord, which is Satchidananda, eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. The reason is that Lord reserves the right of not exposing himself to the non-devotees. Bhaktya mam abhijanati. Only by bhakti one can know Krishna, not otherwise. Even after thorough study of literatures like Bhagavad Gita, one cannot attain Krishna. What verse is that? But by bhakti, one can get Krishna. Yes, Shama Kishori Mataji, I heard you say something. What verse is that?
Bhaktya mam abhijanati.
Correct. But I cannot be understood by Naham Pravachan and Labdhya. I cannot be understood by Pravachan, and I cannot be understood by studying the Vedas. Yes, Janani Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Bhaktya tunanya shakya ham evam vidurjuna. Jnatum
Tatvena Praveshtum Ananda.
praveshtum cha parantu.
Very nice. Very nice. Another Praman that by study of Vedas one cannot get Krishna. Yes, Vamshodhan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Vedeshu durlabham adurlabham atma bhakto.
Yes. Vedeshu durlabham adurlabham atma bhakto. But by bhakti, Krishna is tasyam sulabha partha. Sulabha. Very nice, Vamshodhan Prabhu. This obstinacy is due to the action of Yogamaya, a personal energy of Lord Krishna that acts like an aide-de-camp by covering the vision of the obstinate impersonalist. Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, can you please find out what is the meaning of aide-de-camp? Just Google it and then explain after some to all of us, okay? Where were we? Such a bewildered human being is described as Mudha. Mudaham nabhijanati. Lokamamajam avyayam. Such bewildered human being is described as Mudha, or grossly ignorant, because he is unable to understand the transcendental form of Lord Krishna as being Lokamam ajam avyayam. Ajam, unborn, and avyay, unchangeable. If Lord takes, see how Prabhupada's sentences are verbatim, Shastrik Vakya, Shastra Vakya. If the transcendental form of Lord Krishna, if the Lord takes a form or material shape from his original impersonal feature, then it means that he is born and changeable from impersonal to personal. But Krishna is avyaya. Lokamam ajam avyayam, unchangeable. What verse is this? Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, everybody fail. Module 3. Very famous verse from Bhagavad Gita. We all know this verse. Okay, Shama Vallavi Mataji, the savior, has come. Unmute kijiye Mataji, please.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Nanda Pranams. Janma Karma Chame Divyam. His birth and activities are transcendental.
देखिए प्रभुपाद जी क्या लिखे हैं यहाँ पे. These people say that Lord takes a form from the impersonal feature. ब्रह्म ज्योति का एक विकार है भगवान का स्वरूप. ये बिल्कुल मतलब ये बकवास है, but this is what the impersonalists say. लेकिन भगवत गीता में कृष्णा cuts that argument with one verse. Yes, Janani Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Avyaktam vyaktim apannam manyama buddhayah param bhavam ajanto mama avyayam anuttam.
Very nice. Avyaktam vyaktim apannam manyante mam who abudhaya. Mudhas, abudhaya, foolish log. Foolish people think that originally it is Brahma Jyoti and this Brahma Jyoti takes the form of Krishna. Ulta bolte ho. Brahmano hi pratishta aham. Krishna says, I am the support, I am the basis of the Brahman. So Prabhupada is explaining that here. Okay, now last paragraph and then we'll stop. The cause of such gross ignorance, the ignorance of the materialists, ignorance of the impersonalists. The cause of such gross ignorance is constant engagement by materialistic man in the matter of artificially increasing material demands. Prabhupada ji wrote, artificially increasing unnecessary necessities. Prabhupada said, increasing the unnecessary necessities. So, जीवहार लालसाय इति उति धाय शिष्णोदर पारायण Krishna nahi paye. Mahaprabhu says. So this is ignorance. The cause is increasing material demands. To realize Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, one has to purify the materialistic senses by devotional service. How do our senses become purified?
Devotional service.
What is the praman? Which verse proves that senses become purified by performing devotional service? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Prabhuji, Sarvopadi Vinirmukta.
Very good.
Rishikena Krishikesa Sevanam Bhakti Vichya.
Excellent, excellent. We read it in the morning, Rupa Shiksha. In the Rupa Shiksha, we are reading in the morning that Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam Tat Paratvena Nirmalam. The senses become nirmal by Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam, by serving Krishna with the senses. Very nice, Mataji. So one has to purify the materialistic senses by devotional service. The mode of goodness or the Brahminical culture recommended in the Vedic literatures is helpful to such spiritual realization. And thus the Jnana Shakti stage of the conditioned soul is comparatively better than the other two stages, namely Dravya Shakti and Kriya Shakti. Materialistic civilization and wanting mystic perfections, it is at a lower stage than Jnana Shakti, the stage where we are desiring Jnana, transcendental knowledge. The whole material civilization is manifested by a huge accumulation of materials, or in other words, raw materials for industrial purposes. And the industrial enterprises, Kriya Shakti, are all due to gross ignorance of spiritual life. Because we are ignorant about spiritual life, we become very enthusiastic about material life. In order to rectify this great anomaly of materialistic civilization based on the principles of Dravya Shakti and Kriya Shakti, one has to adopt the process of devotional service, Bhakti, devotional service of the Lord, by adopting the principles of Karma Yoga, as mentioned in Bhagavad Gita 9.27 as follows. We have to follow the principles of Karma Yoga. Then our activities will become spiritualized. Yat karoshi yad ashnashi yad juhoshi dadasi yat Yattapasyasya kaunteya tatkurushva mada arpanam. O son of Kunti, hey Kunti Nandan, Arjun, all that you do, yat karoshi, all that you eat, yat ashnasi, all that you offer, yat juhoshi, and give away, dadasi yat, as well as all the austerities that you may perform, yat tapasyasya kaunteya, they all should be done as an offering to me. Tat kurushva Mad Arpanam. That is the secret of success. Whatever we do, we have to offer it to Krishna. Whatever we do, we have to do it for Krishna. We have to do it for pleasure of Krishna. That is Anukulyana Krishna. That is everything we do, we should do it for the pleasure of Krishna. Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. And Hari will be pleased. Haritoshanam will happen when we do it in a favorable way. What Krishna wants, not what we want. So with this, I will stop. Grantharaj Srīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Yes, Shama Vallai Mataji, then Shama Kishori Mataji, then Amrit.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam. Thank you for the wonderful class, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, this line, what we studied now, this obstinacy is due to the action of Yogamaya. Yogamaya acts only in the spiritual world, Prabhuji. How for an impersonalist this Yogamaya acts? This obstinacy is due to the action of Yogamaya. Can you please explain, Prabhuji, that line?
Yes. So, actually, if you see, Radha Purna Shakti, Krishna Purna Shaktiman. Dui vastu bheda nahi shastra praman. Actually, the fact is that there is only one Shakti, and that is the Yogamaya Shakti, the Shakti of Radharani. And all other Shaktis are coming from that Shakti. So in the ultimate sense, Srila Prabhupada is saying in this verse that, oh, this is because of Yogamaya. Because of Yogamaya. For example, even to say that Naham Prakasha Sarvasya Yogamaya Samavrita Mudoham Nabhi Janati. Now, for the mudhas are covered by Mahamaya, Bahiranga Shakti. Hai na? So Krishna could have said that, oh, they are covered with Bahiranga Shakti. I am self-effulgent, I am standing here giving darshan. But they cannot see me because they are fools. Their vision is covered by illusion. Correct? But Krishna says, no, Yogamaya Samavrita. So ultimately, Krishna is talking in the ultimate sense, that ultimately it is Yogamaya, and Mahamaya and all other Shaktis are coming from Yogamaya. So it is not wrong to say that Yogamaya. It is because of Yogamaya, because it's the ultimate sense. Yogamaya means Radharani, the original Shakti, from where all other Shaktis come. Like that. Yes, for example.
And Prabhuji, next doubt is Jnana. Yes, Prabhuji, please continue.
No, go ahead.
Prabhuji, next doubt is Jnana. Prabhuji, you did not complete this now. You wanted to tell one example. I will not say that.
No, the example is given. Jesse, suppose somebody gets punished. So let's say there is a fine for some offense, 1,000 rupees fine. Just example. So what will the people say? That the king punished him. Actually, king punish nahi kiya. वो तो king के under कोई, there is a police. Police के under there is one inspector, sub inspector. उन्होंने punishment दिया है. But in the ultimate sense, we say, oh, the king gave punishment. Yes, when Gopinath Patnaik was being placed on the Chang, capital punishment was being given. So what people will say that, oh, Maharaj Prataprudra is giving. Maharaj has given him the death sentence. Actually, it was not Maharaj Prataprudra. It was Maharaj Pratapudra's son who was appointed by Maharaj Prataprudra to collect money from Gopinath Patnaik. So, but in the ultimate sense, one can say, oh, the king gave capital punishment. Understand? So like that. So in the ultimate sense, it is Yogamaya. But actually, Yogamaya is the source of all other Shaktis. So like that. Bewilderment is because of the external energy. Bewilderment directly is because of the external energy. But the ultimate cause is the source of all Shakti, that is Yogamaya. Please go ahead, Mataji.
Prabhuji, what is meant by Jnana Shakti? Is it mode of goodness, Prabhuji? Jnana Shakti, Dravya Shakti, and Kriya Shakti.
Yes. Jnana
Shakti means mode of goodness. Mode
of goodness that takes us towards transcendental knowledge. Initially, it will mean Brahman realization. But ultimately, Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti Shabdati. Ultimately, it will take us to Bhagavan, like that. Transcendental knowledge.
Prabhuji, and what is the sequence, Prabhuji, it is coming from Karanodaka side? First, this Kala, Karma, and Vaibhava comes, and then after that, time and gunas come like that. So before the...
No, the Karma comes last. Karma comes when the living entities, the Baddha Jivas, they engage with these material energies. They engage with the Bahiranga Shakti, impelled by the three modes of material nature, under the purview of Kal. So first there is the Mahatattva, which is the material elements in a completely unmanifested, non-variegated state. Then by the desire of Mahavishnu, I repeat, by the transcendental desire of Mahavishnu, by the transcendental glance of Mahavishnu, then this Mahatattva, it starts, which is non-variegated, non-differentiated, therefore it is called Avyakta. It starts becoming manifested, starts becoming differentiated. The three modes of material nature are activated, the Kal is activated, the Jivas are impregnated by the glance of Mahavishnu, and the material ingredients are already there. And then the creation takes place. And when the Jivas engage with this material nature, then karma is produced. Okay?
Okay, so Prabhuji, this is material world is Mahatattva. And
yes.
Spiritual world is the spiritual sky. So this Karana ocean is the marginal energy. There this
No. Karanarnava or the Karana Sagar, the causal ocean, is Chinmay. It is spiritual. It is not marginal. It is spiritual. The 3 Purusha avatars. Huh?
Where Karanodaka Sai Vishnu lies down, that is Karana ocean, that is spiritual.
Completely spiritual. Every drop of that Karan Sagar is spiritual, Chinmay. It is not marginal Shakti. It is Chit Shakti, Swarupa Shakti. Completely spiritual. Completely spiritual. Every drop of Karan Sagar is spiritual, Chinmay. But the Mahat Tattva is material.
Okay, that is external energy. Spiritual world is internal energy. Where is the marginal energy, Prabhuji? Which part can
We are the marginal energy. We are coming from Mahavishnu. We are the marginal energy. So although we are coming from Mahavishnu, who is completely spiritual, we are also spiritual as Mahavishnu. But the only problem is, instead of leaning towards the spiritual world, we have leaned towards the material world. We have leaned towards the Bahiranga Shakti. Therefore, we are identifying ourselves with the Bahiranga Shakti. We are thinking of rupees and dollars instead of thinking of Krishna Prem. Instead of longing for Krishna, we are longing for material things. Yes, Mataji.
So we cannot define a region like that. External energy is material world, internal energy is spiritual world. So we cannot define like that marginal energy. Jivas are marginal energy.
Yes, all the jivas, they are marginal energy.
Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So marginal energy and internal energy is spiritual. External energy is material. Internal energy is spiritual, it always remains spiritual. External energy is material, it always remains material. Marginal energy is spiritual, but it can remain under spiritual control or under material control. Therefore, it is called marginal. Is that clear?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, one more thing I wanted to ask. Prabhuji, yes. I think you don't like this. Have you sent the marks, Prabhuji? You told, no? You reminded me like that. I will send it by Tuesday.
What? Mask?
Marks.
Oh, marks.
For the exam.
So, Mother, I sent it to some devotees, but give me some more time. Sorry. Some devotees I did, some devotees I still have to do. So I will do it. Mother. Thank you. Thank you for reminding. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Yes, Shama Kishori Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for the wonderful class. Prabhuji, in this last purport that we read, right? So those impersonalists are covered, they are deluded by Yogamaya or Mahamaya. But I've always had this question that isn't material suffering enough? Why does Krishna or material energy have to further delude, and bewilder the living entities? Because that's just an additional impediment in realizing Krishna. So why is the necessity of further deluding living entities where they are even more confused?
Krishna is not deluding. Krishna is illuminating us through Bhagavad Gita, through sending his Nitya Siddha Bhaktas in this world, our Acharyas. Krishna is helping us. We are deluding ourselves by focusing on the external energy. No,
what I mean is Maya, right? It's one of her functions to delude the jivas. So why is that her function?
When? Delude when?
I mean,
माया बद्ध जीव को डिल्यूड कब करती है? कृष्ण बहिर्मुख जीव भोग वांछा करे, निकटस्थ माया तारे झपटी आधरे. So who is the responsible? Is Maya responsible or are we responsible?
No, we are responsible, Prabhuji, but here in this purport, right, they say this obstinacy is due to the action of Yogamaya. So they are saying even after a thorough study of Bhagavad Gita, someone remains an impersonalist, and this obstinacy is due to the action of Yogamaya. So why is Yogamaya making that person, or Mahamaya making that person obstinate? Why not help that person understand the personal form of Krishna?
Yes. So what is the help? The help is Bhagavad Gita. where Krishna says, Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. But if this person who is reading Bhagavad Gita is going to interpret it as, well, Mamekam Sharanam Vraja doesn't mean surrender to Krishna, surrender to the Supreme who is within Krishna, who is within me. So surrender to me, surrender to you. Everybody is. So if someone is speaking like this, then it is their fault. They are creating that illusion for themselves. So Bhagavad Gita is illumination. Krishna is illumination. But when we take Krishna cheaply, or we ignore Krishna, or we misinterpret Krishna's words to suit our selfish purpose because we don't want to surrender to Krishna, then we are deluded by Krishna's energy. The Maya Shakti deludes us. But Krishna is not responsible. It's not that Maya is deluding. What Prabhupada means in this sentence is our bewilderment continues by Maya, because we are turned away from Krishna. The moment we turn towards Krishna, jahan Krishna taha nahi Maya radhikar. So it's not that Krishna is telling Maya, bewilder karo, mere paas mat aane do. Aisa nahi hai. Krishna is giving Bhagavad Gita so that we can come to him. Janma karma chame divyam evam vivati tattva tattva deham punarjanma naiti mam eti. Krishna is giving formula man mana bhavamat bhakto madhyaji mam narsur mam evashyasi. Krishna is giving us different ways how we can come to Krishna. Mat karma krin mat parma mat bhakta sangar varjita nirvara hai sarvabhuteshu yah samam eti Pandava. Krishna is only giving formulae for us to come to him. And also Krishna says, whoever studies this conversation of Bhagavad Gita nicely, worships with intelligence, and in the end will come to me. Krishna never says that you do this and you will never come to me. Take my name and you will never come to me. Read Bhagavad Gita and you will never come to me. Bow down to me, you will never come to me. No. Krishna is giving us different ways and means how we can come to him. But the problem is we don't want to surrender to Krishna. We don't want to accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then Krishna's Maya Shakti bewilders us. But the cause is we. Cause is we. Jaise, if a Kasab is getting death penalty, he is being hung to death. So we cannot say, अरे मोदी जी ने मार दिया कासब को. क्यों मारते हैं कासब को? कासब ने क्या किया देखो ना. उसने कितने लोगों को मारा. Like a coward, he is shooting with machine guns and bombs at people who are unarmed. दम है तो challenge करो हमारे NSG commandos को and face them one on one. फिर देखते who is strong. But like a coward, they come and they do terrorist attack. So they should be hung. They should be hung to death. So उसमें गलती कासब की है, not Modi ji की. You're just giving an example, है ना? So Maya is punishing us. We cannot say, why Maya is punishing? Why Maya is bewildering? Why Maya is deluding? It is deluding because we are not surrendering to Krishna. Moment we say, Hare Krishna, Krishna, I am yours. Tavayasmi, na jivami tvaya bina. Moment we say that, jahan Krishna taha nahi Maya radhikar. Problem is we don't want to surrender. हम क्यों म्यों करते? ऐसा है, वैसा है, फिर ये interpretation है, ये ऐसा है. So then we will stay away from Mayesh and we will stay in Maya. Like that. ठीक है?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, you found out?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Aid the camp.
It's an officer, one person. It refers to a person. Aid the camp means is a subordinate military officer who is helping the higher officials.
So Maya is helping Krishna.
Yeah.
Hari Bol. Okay, thank you. You have a question also, Mataji? No, that only, na? Okay. So last question, Kamal Gopika Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Prabhuji, just for my better understanding, I just want to clear some points. You said that Mahat Tattva, na, जब भगवान glance करते हैं, तो it become Pradhan. Is it right, Prabhu? What is the difference between Mahat Tattva and Pradhan?
Mataji, Pradhan is, I may be wrong, but what I remember from reading in the 11th canto, Pradhan is the precursor of Mahat Tattva. So first Pradhan, the whole unmanifested material ingredients, and when it is with the three modes of material nature and Kal, then it is called Mahat Tattva, and then it manifests into the material world. That is my understanding, but maybe this is something you can also look into. But this is what I remember, but I may be wrong. So my understanding is ki Pradhan, Mahat Tattva, and then Bhautik Jagat, Shrishti, like that. But we can look into this.
And Prabhu, Mahatattva means already all the jivas, and they are already in the Mahatattva. They get manifested because of the glance of Kanodakshai Vishnu, right?
So the jivas, they originate from Mahavishnu, the Baddha jivas. Marginal potency comes from Mahavishnu, and Mahavishnu impregnates us into the Mahatattva.
And where does the Mahavishnu he lies? He lies in the spiritual
In the
world.
Karan Sagar, in the causal ocean.
And that is in spiritual world. That is not in Mahatattva.
No.
That
Mahavishnu,
is
Mahavishnu is completely independent from the material creation. He is completely spiritual. Mahavishnu is spiritual. The causal ocean is spiritual. Ananta Shesh,
Yes.
Bhagwan, Lakshmi Devi, they are all completely spiritual.
So, Prabhu, one time you said that that when the total inhalation, so all the jivas and brahmas and everybody, they goes into the body of Kanodakshai Vishnu.
Yes. Correct.
So from means, but now the Mahatattva is different from the Kanodakshai Vishnu, right, Prabhu? So
The
and now we are saying
the
now we are,
Mahatattva enters into Mahavishnu when the destruction takes place, annihilation takes place.
okay.
When again creation has to take place, then the Mahatattva manifests, the Pradhan manifests, the Mahatattva manifests from Mahavishnu, and then Mahavishnu impregnates the Mahatattva with the jivas.
Okay, got it now. Okay.
So you can consider the Mahatattva like the uterus, the womb of the mother, and Mahavishnu. So it's a Prakriti. Prakriti is feminine. It is the Mahatattva is Prakriti, and Mahavishnu is the father. He impregnates the jivas, just like a father impregnates the mother. So he impregnates the Prakriti with all the jivas, and then creation takes place. And Brahmaji is the first jiva, to manifest.
Okay. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so there are no more questions. We'll stop here. It's very late. Thank you very much, dear devotees. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.